So now at 5 o'clock.
Do you ever, on a personal level, say to him, I think we should tone the rhetoric down a little bit?
If you don't push back, if you don't fight back, the other side's not going to give you even a little bit of respect.
Donald Trump Jr. fighting for his father, telling WBZ's Paula Ebbens that he thinks his dad is doing a good job. Donald Trump Jr., by the way, is promoting his new book called Triggered.
Now, Paula talked with him about why he wrote it, whether his father ever crosses the line with his tweets, and what he expects will happen in the impeachment inquiry.
Do you think your father will be impeached?
Not even close.
How do you expect this impeachment inquiry to proceed through the rest of this year?
Listen, I think obviously the House side will do something, and they will keep doing, because it's all they have. I mean, they've said it.
Donald Trump Jr. is promoting his new book, Triggered, How the Left Thrives on Hate and Wants to Silence Us.
There's only so much you can say, in a 5-minute interview on TV, or, certainly in a tweet where I definitely drop some bombs, but to expand on that thought and the process and everything that we've gone through over this time. And I think it's really important. I think people, frankly, on both sides will find it interesting. I'm not sure the others on the left will agree with it, but I think to understand the mindset could be helpful for them as well.
When you hear him, or when he tweets and refers to our Senator Elizabeth Warren as Pocahontas, or refers to one of the Cuomo brothers in New York as Fredo, which are ethnic slurs, as his son, does it ever make
First
you...
of all, it's not an ethnic slur. That's ridiculous.
I think people would describe those are bringing up someone's ethnicity. When a president does that, which has not publicly happened before. But let me just ask you the question.
We're the same people calling other people that thing weeks before.
We can just talk right through this, but let me just ask you, as your son, as his son, when you hear him say those things or refer to Never Trump Republicans as human scum, does it ever make you worry that you are turning off undecided voters in the middle who just think, I don't want the President of the United States to talk like that?
I think that's fair. I think they got to look at the results, and I think they have to look at, again, through the lens by which they're getting most of that news. When you have the incoming that my father's gotten, when you have people try to throw his family in jail for 3 years over nonsense, but have no issues with what's going on the other side.
When he tweets an ad hominem attack about someone, that is not through a lens.
Emails. That's totally fine. No problem there. I think those reasonable people, yeah, I get it. They may not like, the messenger at all times. They may not like it to be that way, but I think they have to understand that Republicans, by doing the turn the other cheek, just taking the loss because the left and Hollywood and pop culture wants them to, it's done us no good.
So I also asked him about his criticism of another famous son, Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden. He said, I have benefited from my father's last name my entire life, but guess what? So has Hunter Biden. He says the difference, David and Lisa, is that the Trump money was made in the private sector, but that the Bidens have profited off taxpayer-funded public office. David and Lisa?
Interesting interview. All right, Paula, thank you. Paula.